Rumble Studio on the line, so we are ready to go. Happy to be with you today. Looks like I'm popping up on X now, and I think everything may be working right. That is, oh yeah, and there's sound too. It's all working right, man. That's great. But I've been around the house today doing various things, running a little late today. Hadn't heard a word, nothing. As soon as I come out here and start setting up, what am I hearing? Somebody mowing yard. I'm like, geez, you waited until 3:45 in the afternoon. It's 100 and something degrees in Texas. You couldn't have got out early this morning and done that? It doesn't matter. Anyway, I know I am happy you all are here. I hope everybody's having an enjoyable weekend. I am sorry I'm a few minutes late, but you know, life happens. But I have an amazing pairing for you today. I know you're going to love it. We're going to just dive right on in. Last week I got lucky. I posted it on all my socials. I got lucky and walked into Specs and I found a Weller Foolproof. I got the absolute last one they had, and I got it for like $79. The bourbon bubble has busted. Don't be paying $150 for stuff anymore. No, just keep waiting. It'll go down. E.H. Taylor small batch, like $54. The first bottle of E.H. Taylor I bought a couple of years ago, $129. So, but anyway, we're doing the Weller Foolproof today, and I am comparing that with, shit, I can't tell if it's upside down or right side up. Anyway, it's a Camacho. There we go. These cameras have me all messed up. It is a Camacho Ecuador. I think you're really going to like it. We're stepping into this pairing that is, I believe, going to be a bold contrast play. You've got high proof wheated bourbon meeting an Ecuadorian-wrapped spicy cigar. It's going to be all about balance, sweetness versus strength, cream versus kick, from the very first light till the very final draw. I believe this is going to be a dynamic ride where intensity gets refined, but spice finds its structure. You know, I don't know. Am I amused? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and tell you about the Spirit Weller Foolproof, made by Buffalo Trace. It is a wheated bourbon. It's called Foolproof because it is. It is 50%, 57% alcohol by volume, which is 114 proof. Wow. The mash bill is Buffalo Trace's wheated mash bill. You don't have the exact percentages, but it has to be 50% or more corn to be bourbon, 51% or more, something, 50, 51. It's got to be majority corn. And then wheat replaces rye as a secondary grain. Wheat kind of softens things up a little bit, where rye makes them a little more spicy. And then there's a little malted barley in there, just for good measure. As I said, the wheat replaces the rye spice, and you get this more rounded sweetness and a softer mouthfeel. That creates a little bit more of a rich, kind of dessert-like profile that can tame a really aggressive cigar spice while enhancing creaminess. Let's go ahead and pour some up here. I messed my wrist up a couple of weeks ago, and even uncorking a bottle hurts. And I don't know what I did. Anyway, let me tell you, that right there, though, oh, that is beauty in a glass. That is just a gorgeous kind of deep copper, some nice reddish hues to it that is really indicative of a wheated bourbon on the nose. You do catch a little ethanol. But once you fight through that, you get caramel and kind of a vanilla frosting. You get some baked bread, a little bit of light oak in there. And as I said, it's just got that nice ethanol warm presence to it. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Now, on the palate, Oh yeah. Ooh. All right. The ethanol doesn't punch you in the mouth at first. Uh, when you hold the sip on your tongue for just a moment, you get these warm waves of brown sugar and honey and vanilla cream, and then you get this kind of toasted oak with a dense kind of oily mouthfeel, and then oh yeah, then it hits you. Um, the finish is long, warming is one good word for it. Maybe a little hotter than that, but with some sweet oak and some caramelized sugar and a nice lingering heat. Just to show you, I'll take it again. That is a really good spirit, but it is not for the faint of heart. This is true. Mm, wow, I really like that. Now, the Camacho Ecuador. Uh, this Camacho been around since 1962. They're, even though they're not as old as some of the legacy brands, still they're one of the more well-known names in cigar making. This particular stick is has a filler and a filler that is Honduran and Dominican, and a binder that is Honduran, and then it is cloaked in this beautiful Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Um, it's got a pretty firm pack. Um, the the band, as you can see, is a really getting close to like a milk chocolate color. Uh, Tight but somewhat visible seams, but they are almost invisible. And then it does have, try to get this up close for both. It does have some moderate veining out there. Um, on the nose, you get cedar and some wonderful wafts of hay and a little pepper, and then this kind of natural sweetness on the nose. It's got a really great nose profile to it. Let's go ahead and give it a cut. And the one thing I did not do is get my Cassetti multi-cutter out and ready. We're going to go ahead and give it a V cut. Beautiful cut. Got to have a good cutter. Don't skimp on the cutter. Get you a good one. All right, cold draw. Now the cold draw is a little amazing in that it's very simple. There's not a whole lot of complexity to it. You get some light spice, you get some dry wood, and then you just get this kind of faint nuttiness in there. Not a whole bunch of different flavors on on the cold draw. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see what it gives us. Using my Rocky Patel Envoy 5 torch. Looks like a fairly decent light. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. Not a tremendous amount of smoke off of this stick in the beginning, but it is a decent amount. You're not really having to try hard. It's got a nice draw to it. You've got a nice bright spice that kind of leads the way, and then you get white pepper and some cedar, kind of a slight citrusy kind of sharpness to it. with an underlying kind of dry sweetness. Um, it's very good stick. All right, let's try them together. Sorry, sometimes I get sidetracked. All right, almost immediately, the Weller Full Proof kind of rounds off the sharp edges of the cigar. So, like you got that kind of citrusy sharpness. It kind of rounds it a little more, makes it just a little not as not as bold, I guess. You're used to saying these terms, and you try to explain it another way. Um, the uh, the bourbon's vanilla and caramel also soften the cigar's upfront spice, creating a nice little creamy contrast that makes the opening far more approachable than what you would think it would be. If I had to find one thing to maybe say, maybe this item is not exactly what I would want it to be, and that is that oily mouthfeel from the Weller uh, tends to kind of hang up a little bit on your palate, um, and you find it um, very odd when you've got the mouthfeel of the smoke in your mouth, and you got this kind of oily stuff on your palate. Um, yeah, it's strange. It's not good or bad. It's just strange. That's the first thing I noticed when I put them both together. And I was trying to figure out, how do I say this. I will also tell you, uh, take it easy on the Weller Foolproof. Um, I'm about 3 or 4 sips in. Tip of my tongue's already going a little bit numb. So if I kind of stumble over some of the words, the tongue's getting a little numb, and still got a little heat to it too. Yeah, that's. I mean, I've had some 120 to 128 proof spirits, and I think that one may feel higher than 114. Weird, but it's a great spirit. I love it. Um, I think as far as the Weller line goes, there's still quite a few I haven't tried. Um, I really think the 109 is my favorite thus far, but I still have the orange label and the white label and the 12 year that I've got to get to. I had a choice when I found this bottle of foolproof at Specs. They had two of those, 3 or 4 antique 107s, and like a whole case of 12 year. And you could only get one off the table. So I went ahead and got the foolproof because that one has been the harder to find, and it was more expensive if you weren't ordering it, if you weren't getting it MSRP. And so, like, I'm gonna go ahead and get that one, and I'm glad I did. I have sampled the 12 year before. I have not ever had a chance to pair it, but I'm hoping here pretty soon. All right. I told you the cigar seemed a little timid in the beginning with the smoke output. No, it's doing it now. It's caught its stride. Nice. Very nice. I like this cigar. It's a really good cigar. I generally have more to say about the spirit than the cigar, uh, but I cannot let the cigar get overshadowed. Looks like I maybe need to do just a little single torch touch up. I always try and keep a single torch around. I light with the big one, but then if I want to go around and touch up a section, I don't want to do it with 5 flames. I want to be precise. And I got these. I can't remember where I ordered these from Amazon. I think I got like 5 of them for $15. Single torch, and they're refillable. And awesome. Very nice. All right, we're already at 15, almost 16 minutes. I try to keep y'all under 20 because I know you got things to do. Um, so as you get close to the halfway mark, you will find that the profile of the cigar is going to deepen. You're going to get an earthiness that kind of joins in with the cedar, and the spice is going to become a little more structured, and a kind of a light roasted note kind of develops. Uh, and you could say roasted, sort of like barrel char, that kind of thing, but it's not that flavor. But I think you know what I mean. But as you get to that halfway mark, you're really feeling it now. The two things working together. That bourbon's the thick mouthfeel I talked about. It kind of coats the palate, while its sweetness balances the cigar's developing earth and spice. And the result is a nice, sweet, and spicy harmony that feels intentional, told you, and a little bit layered, uh, which is, again, good thing. Boy, hot out here. My head's sweating. And then as we round out the smoke experience, when you get to that final third, the spice intensifies with an even bolder pepper presence, joined by charred wood and just a little slightly bitter edge. Uh, the foolproof has got enough muscle to keep the experience controlled, absorbing the bitterness, kind of smoothing out the heat. The finish becomes rich instead of harsh or off-putting, and it prevents palate fatigue despite the rising intensity. Um, I think the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper drives forward that spice and brightness on the cigar, uh, but it is really effectively kind of softened and rounded by the weeded bourbon's kind of creamy sweetness. Overall, this is really a kind of a textbook contrast pairing. Power meets polish. Um, the cigar brings the edge, the bourbon brings the balance. Together, they create this kind of progression that evolves from sharp to smooth without losing any of their character. Um, I would give this pairing a 9.1 out of 10. Um, I can say that if you are not an experienced bourbon drinker, you might want to not jump off into Weller Foolproof right now. Kind of work your way up. Um, it is a very bold spirit, but that means it can keep up with a bold cigar. Mm. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, do all that kind of stuff. Uh, and definitely share it with your friends. Hit the share button, send it off somewhere else so that people can see it. That's how I grow. If you like my episodes, keep sharing and definitely leave me comments. I like comments, good ones, bad ones, don't care. Comments are comments. Uh, Tell me I'm dumbass, don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's fine. Opinions are like assholes. We all got one. So, but until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold. and have a great day.